to the Staminus Second, where we bring you news, info, and facts about the security world in about 180 seconds. I'm Michael Marquez. To my right, CEO of Staminus, Matt Mavi.
Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on another episode. This time, we're going to be talking about Office Space. No, I'm kidding. This time it's TLDR.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, last one, Michael, this is a...
You tricked me last time.
But no tricking this time. This time it is a TLDR episode on...
well, it's a TLDR episode on how to recognize a DDoS attack from happening. And, what better person to ask than Matt himself?
Well, you know you're under attack when you're down. End of episode. Thanks for joining, guys.
That's it. Hey, thanks for visiting.
Okay. So it depends. If you're the host or the operator, you're down when, for example, you can't reach your management interface. You're getting tons of alerts from Pingdom or whatever your external monitoring system is. It's telling you everything is down, and realistically you have load spikes, your graphs are going off the charts. If you're a user, you can't access the resource. Whether it's down or it's under a denial of service attack, you can't tell. And that's kind of where the complication around a DDoS comes in. It's not always that clear cut.
Yeah, and the most recent news of this kind of thing happening is Target. On Black Friday, everyone's trying to access all the great deals that they had. And
did they have good deals? I'm sure they did. They always do.
Yeah, I was trying to buy something and I couldn't really get on, so I felt the pain of that. But yeah, so people didn't know whether the slowdown of the website was because of a DDoS attack or was it because there's just a load of people trying to access the site.
They're not actually mutually exclusive. It's entirely possible that Target had a whole bunch of users trying to access the site, and it's also possible, and we don't know, this is all just speculation, that there could have also been a denial of service attack against them at the same time, and it could have overloaded their systems and prevented normal users from accessing it. But we don't know. Only Target could possibly know if they had the systems in place to be able to detect that.
And from what I understand, DDoS is not just DDoS, there's multiple attacks, so what are the most common kind?
So let me break down. It's denial of service attack, and then the D at the front, the extra D is distributed. So any kind of denial of service attack is designed to deny service to a legitimate user to a particular resource on the internet, whether that's like a website or game, whatever, gambling and so forth. So two very common types of denial of service attacks, or DDoS attacks, or DOS attacks, are going to be, for example, SYN floods. A TCP SYN flood, it's a TCP attack with a SYN bit set, 0x02 in hex, and that attack is going to go ahead and cause immense amounts of load. It's high packets per second, very high throughput like that. It's a high rate attack, not a high throughput attack like a volumetric attack, like an NTP attack. Another very common attack is going to be a layer 7 attack. That's something like a GET flood against an HTTP server, or a game packet designed to impact a Minecraft server, for example. And layer 7 attacks are just as far as the number of applications that exist. Very common ones, obviously, are the most common services on the internet, HTTP, HTTPS, for example.
Right, and who are the most common targets for these kind of attacks?
Oh, it's obviously going to be the people who make money, right? I mean, that just makes sense. So e-retail is huge there, gaming, gambling, politically charged websites, for example. Anybody with a polarized view and anybody that makes money online, those are generally going to be the most highly targeted companies or organizations on the internet. I mean, we recently saw Anonymous attacking political websites over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and that's very common, especially when something new comes out or news breaks out that's, like you're saying, completely polarizing. They are attacked almost instantly, and we get calls all the time going, hey, my site is down, and I figured out why. And to figure out what happens, how do people even get the resources to, fund these attacks or even get, these attacks started?
So, a long time ago, actually, still this is happening, but it's not as prevalent. Everybody had to do some kind of worm or some kind of rootkit system. They had to build a botnet. I mean, we saw a lot of worms go around where the bots, or it would create vulnerable bots on exploited systems that would then connect to a command and control center and allow the command and control center to control those bots remotely and to launch a coordinated attack against a particular target. We've also seen the development of amplification technology. The NTP floods recently were actually that, where there is a vulnerability in a particular set of versions of Network Time Protocol server running on a lot of open source operating systems around the internet, and people were able to exploit that and to launch the attack using amplification. There's also DDoS as a service, which is becoming more prevalent because the people who are able to do number one and number two then monetize it and allow other people to launch the attacks using that existing technology. So that's how generally people are launching attacks right now.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I definitely used lizard stressor a couple times on our
He's
company.
lying. That is illegal.
Yeah. Anyways, so Matt, thanks for that. That's the actual TLDR of how a DDoS attack kind of comes about and who funds it. So until next time, see you then.
Thanks, guys.